Hello everyone. It is late at night and I am tired. It's been a long day. I'm sure you guys had an exhausting day with all of your online learning that you had to do. Hopefully my class wasn't too bad for you yesterday, but I had to stay up super late tonight because I tried to record a video a couple times today and my kids were not having it. It was constant interruptions, like not even cute anymore kinds of interruptions, so I decided to just wait until they went to bed. Okay, so to-do list for today. First thing we're doing is gotta watch the video. Killing it. We're killing it already. Alright, I've got coffee here, just in case you're wondering. Yes. Late night coffee. Still works. Okay. So, we're going to do 6.2 notes today. You're going to take notes with me. I sent you this, or at least I posted it on Schoology, this PDF for the notes today. So I would suggest that you print them off so that you can do it with me. So print it out. If you don't have the ability to print it out, you can always do these notes just in your notebook, but it makes it easier if you print them off, so that you have everything already. So let me just take 1 second and enlarge my window. Okay. So, zoom, zoom, zoom. 6.2 notes, confidence intervals for mean. Okay. So, we're going to have fun with this, and first thing we're going to do is you're going to have 2 minutes to draw the animal that I tell you to draw. You're going to get graded by somebody in your household. So sorry, I don't know who's grading you. It's probably like a little brother who hates you, but you're going to have to figure that out. You get graded on quality and hilarity, okay? Quality is defined as how good your drawing is. That could be realistic or creative, but hilarity is defined on how amusing they find your drawing. These need to be school appropriate, because they're school appropriate. Gunner, keep these school appropriate, because after all, we're going to post them on the discussion board at the end of class. So make sure that these are appropriate drawings. Okay. I'm going to give you, I'm not going to give you anything. You should set a timer on your phone for 2 minutes. Pause the video and draw a pig. Pause. How many of you actually paused and did this, do you think? I'm going to say 4 of you did that. By the way, I drew a pig as well. There's my pig. I decided to make him angry. Angry, angry little pig. Okay. Alright, so now that your pig drawing is done and that you are thoroughly embarrassed about how horrible it is, or maybe amazing, what you need to do is you need to you need to go to a person in your family or somebody in your household, or if you have nobody like that, snap a picture of it and send it to a friend. And have them grade you on hilarity and quality. It's a 1 through 10 rating scale. 1 is awful, just horribly bad, and 10 is super fantastic. Make sure that you post these pictures on the discussion board later. We're actually going to use this data. Well, no, we're not, because I don't actually have your data, so I'm going to have to make up some data, but we normally would use your data in class for this lesson, so I figured we could still do the fun part of it by drawing them and posting and making fun of each other. Praising each other is what I meant to say. Okay, so I'm just going to make up some data for you guys. I'm going to say that your quality drawings, let's see, I'm going to give you a 9, an 8, a 6, probably a couple 4s in there. Who would be, somebody's really bad. I bet somebody's really bad at drawing a pig. I'm gonna guess this is Maya, because I'm guessing that she chose to not do it and maybe just has like a snout or something like that. Okay, and then 7. Let's put a 10 in there. It's probably Isabella. She's killing it at art, especially at the musical. I wish you guys could have seen how beautiful it was. Hopefully you will in the future. All right, so Now what you're going to do is you're going to pause the video again, and you're going to go into your calculator and put these numbers into L1, stat edit, and do a one variable stats test. Just in case you have forgotten, I have a graphing calculator somewhere at home, but I never use it. I always just use my phone. Oh, my phone's got a lot of gross glare on it. Just in case you've forgotten, if you hit the stat button, it's better. Let's see. Turn up the brightness. Okay. So if you hit the stat button, and ooh, it froze. That was fun. Okay, let's try again. So if you hit the stat button and you hit edit, you can put your stuff in there. And then if you hit stat calc, one variable stats, some of you have fancier calculators than me, it should bring up your stats. So you're going to want to write down your X bar and your S, because after all, we are a sample, not a population. We're going to be estimating at the end of the lesson what it would be for everybody in the school if they were to make pig drawings as well. Of course, my stats are completely made up, so sorry about that, but we're not together. Okay, second page. All right, you guys said you like T-charts, so I'm going to keep on with that tradition and keep going with T-charts. I'm going to do the example on the bottom at the exact same time so that you have a complete kind of thing to go by. Step 1 is to verify that sigma is not known. Okay, so last time when we were doing 6.1, we did know sigma. These ones we do not. It also has to be normal, or n has to be greater than or equal to 30. This is listed in the problem, so you don't have to do too much deep thinking about this one. You just have to pay attention. And yes, there might be problems where you just can't do the problem at all, and then you just say what's wrong with it, essentially, like n isn't greater than or equal to 30 or wasn't stated as normal. Then you have to find n, x bar, and s. This is also in the problem, or sometimes you have to use that one variable stats on your calculator. Okay. I'm going to go down now to this example 1, and we're going to try this one out. So you randomly select 16 coffee shops and measure the temperature of the coffee sold at each. The sample mean temperature is 162 degrees Fahrenheit with a sample standard deviation of 10 degrees Fahrenheit. We're supposed to construct a 95% confidence interval for the population mean temperature of coffee sold. Assume the temperatures are approximately normally distributed. Okay, so step 1. It says here that we're supposed to verify that sigma is not known, that the problem is normal, or n is greater than or equal to 30. So, do you see how it says the sample mean and the sample standard deviation? Just because they don't list a population standard deviation means that we don't know it. So, there is no sigma, so not O-tail, you monsters. There is no sigma to speak of, and it says normal right there, so we're good to go. Alright, step 2. N. 16 coffee shops. It says that the X bar, the sample mean, is 162 degrees Fahrenheit, and the sample standard deviation is 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright, back up here. Sorry. I'm not slowing down enough probably, but you can always pause it if you need to. It's a video after all, guys. Alright, next you need to find something called the degrees of freedom. This has nothing to do with being in the United States. And T sub C. Okay? The degree of freedom formula is n minus 1. It's kind of that, do you remember how when we were doing sample standard deviation we divided by n minus 1 instead of n? It's the same concept here. This is just a sample, not a population, so it gives us a little bit of wiggle room. Instead of calling the population or the sample what it is, we just subtract 1. T sub c, you can find out by going to page